All right, hey guys, my name is Ben, and I'm back again with another ReZero reaction. We're going to be going with episode 36 today. Let me see. 36, okay. So, to clarify, a couple of comments. Most of the theories that I throw out are not necessarily things that I believe 100% to be what is going to happen. They're just something I throw out. I like to throw out many theories, just in worlds of possibilities. So then I know that there is some content that's not in the show, at least on Crunchyroll. And you guys are doing a great job of filling me in on those details. So, like, for example, the fact that Echidna was killed by the dragon and not the Witch of Envy. So, several things like that. I am reading the comments. I am paying attention, and I appreciate you guys. Right? But yes, don't take every theory I throw out to be like what I 100% believe. Right? I'm not. It's just what I'm kind of think it's most likely going to be, or most likely that it could be, right? So obviously, there are many things that could go on, and many different possibilities. I haven't seen the show, so I don't know what's going on. So all I see is, like, for example, Beatrice. She has a black book that looks very similar to the gospel that our boy Subaru has. And also, gosh, why can I never remember his name? Roswald. He has one too. And they all look like these black books. So it's like, that's what's leaving me to believe that they are all archbishops. So I could be wrong, right? But that is the only info I have, is that the only person that we saw with that book was an archbishop, and that was supposed to be some very big thing, and now Subaru has it, so now he's the archbishop, right? If you would. So unless there's some other rule, that's the only piece of evidence I have that signifies it. So as far as I'm concerned, until they tell me otherwise, I'm going to be believing that both Roswald and Beatrice are archbishops somehow, right? Obviously, there are other things that could be. For example, the fact that Beatrice is under a contract, an end to an end to an end, you know, like she said at the end of the last one. And the fact that Roswald was talking what seemed to be to the Witch of Envy, right? I could be wrong, because there was no one there except for the presence of the Witch of Envy, but he could have been talking to whoever. Also, Beatrice referred to someone as mother, so maybe she's a daughter of a witch, or she's maybe a daughter of an apostle, right? There are many different possibilities, but I'm kind of leaning into the apostleship of, or not the apostle, archbishopshipness of them. Archbishopship? Is it a word? Archbishopship? I don't know. But, all right, so we're just going to continue on, right? So we have the last time we, trying to run through it in my head, we had Subaru, like, surviving, like, he died, and, like, he killed himself in the Witch of Envy's kind of shadowy, you know, thing. And it appeared to be very Amelia-like, so it's kind of looking like Amelia and the Witch of Envy have something going on. Maybe that's not even what the Witch of Envy looks like. Maybe she's just like possessing her or something. But it is so similar. Like, I know some people look similar to other people, but I mean, like, it could be like you put the witch in, like the one that we saw in Amelia's clothes, and I would think that would be Amelia. Or you take Amelia and put it in the witch's clothes, and I would think that would be the witch. So, Satella. So, for me, and like, they're either the same person, or she's like using Amelia, right? By the way, so we also found out that Ryuzu, that's her name, Ryuzu. She is the one that we see is one of the 4 original copies, and she was like the leader of the other copies that are being made. And the real Ryuzu is in like a crystal kind of containment thing. So we figured out a little bit about her, like what her original purpose was, how she was supposed to be bodies for the Witch of Greed, and unless I'm pretty sure it was the Witch of Greed. I could be wrong. I don't think I am though, but I could be wrong. It's either the Witch of Greed, which I'm like 99% sure, or it's like 1% Witch of Envy. One of them. And then Subaru went to go to the mansion, which is where we're at right now in the picture, right there, right here. Aww. And gotta get ready for them not to die, because we don't want them to die. And he's going to talk to Beatrice, and they had a little conversation. How Beatrice was like, "Oh, you're finally here. It's time to put an end to all my contracts. End to an end." So it was lasting too long, and here we go. Right. So go ahead and hop over to the link in the description below for the reaction. Okay. There was so much that happened there. Okay. So, sorry, just making sure my cat's not behind me so I can move my chair back a little bit. All right, so there's a lot to go through here. So obviously we have Beatrice, right? We obviously have Beatrice. Her contract was with what is she? She's a spirit. I felt like that was kind of obvious-ish, but not. Felt like it was just like in the realm of possibilities. Maybe obvious isn't the right word. I felt like it was in the realm of possibilities, but it just wasn't something I had thought of. So, okay. So she's a spirit, right? Bound to contract. She had to wait for that person at the library, right? And then there was a bunch of little contracts here and there, right? Which would be why she was bound to the library in the mansion, because she could have been having like a subcontract to Roswaal to protect the mansion. But if that person comes, then all of her contracts would be done, right? If that was in the contract. So she just wants to be done. She's been here for 400 years waiting. It's like I'm thinking of like if I could relate it to something, right? That time I got reincarnated as a slime, right? Minor spoiler, but in the first season, I haven't seen the second season. Let me know if you want to see my reactions to the second season. But Veldora, the storm dragon. He was stuck there for, I think it was like 300 years by himself. So she's been bound to pretty much this library for like 400 years, right? It's kind of crazy. So we have, I had said a prayer to that she knew about his reincarnations, but perhaps it instead, maybe she didn't know how far, or the book stopped telling her stuff, but we don't know how far ahead. When it stopped writing, we don't know how far ahead it told her. So it could have been recently that it stopped giving her the information, like the information that she had received had stopped, which means from that point on she was going in blind, right? But she was getting information, so maybe that's how she knew about Subaru's before, or at least I could be completely wrong, right? Maybe she doesn't know, maybe she doesn't remember, but I swear the first time that they talked, or I guess the second time that they talked in season 1, she knew. I swear, like I for some reason I vividly remember that, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so she wants her contract to end. She's so tired, and she doesn't want to necessarily die, but her first mission is to end the contract. She's just done with it, right? She's like, I don't care how it ends at this point. She's like, death isn't necessarily what I want, but if it'll end the contract, then so be it. Right? I just don't want it. I just don't want to have the contract anymore. So we also learn this little girl, this little one right here. She was one of the girls in the village, right? Goodness. So she went and she was a Mob Beast user, which means was she the one who ran to Subaru and was like, there's a dog over here? Was she that one? I'm pretty sure she was that one. I don't think it was Petra who did it. Petra? Yeah. So I mean, she's obviously a Mob Beast user, right? So she did that little dog that turned into the big Mob Beast. Did she create, or did she just use? Like, how does her powers work, you know? Obviously, you don't tell me. This is just me kind of talking, right? But how does it work, right? I'm just giving off the thoughts going through my head. So she can either create these Mob Beasts, but she said he said he was a Mob Beast user. He said that she was a Mob Beast user. So either she's creating or she's just controlling, and there's an external source. So we know that the great Mob Beasts were created by Gluttony, but that doesn't mean that all Mob Beasts are created by Gluttony. So like the dog and the Chihuahua bats or whatever, they look like Chihuahua bats to me at first glance. I didn't get a good look at them, but I just imagine Chihuahuas with wings. That's a terrifying sight. And then there was snakes too. I didn't see, first time we saw snakes. So although I guess that technically could be all three. If we find them, that could technically be all three. I'm trying to find. Okay, so right here. Oh, those are rabbits. Those are rabbits. Okay, so this is all three of the main Mob Beasts, right? No, it's not. Never mind. No, it's not. So we know that there are the rabbits, which are currently the flying ones. We know that there are the Great Snake? The Great Snake? Wait, those are snakes. Those are cobras. King cobras, anyway. I don't know about just regular. I don't know if are there regular cobras? Pretty sure. But then we've also seen these mob beasts like hounds. So we obviously know that these things are real, right? But these aren't related. These aren't necessarily, based on what info we have, related to the three greats, because instead of dogs, it would be a whale. It'd be like little whales walking around on fake legs. But goodness, Mei Lee, Portrout, bro, Mei Lee. So she's a mob beast user, and she's partnered with Elsa. And those two are with what's her name? Satella. We think. Those two were contracted together to raid the mansion. We think it was Satella. We don't know. Or actually, I don't even think it is Satella at all. But it could be. I think it's someone else. So, oh goodness. So there was something that went on during this fight. So this part right here, right? If we're looking at this, Elsa had that thing around her neck right here, and this cape, but the cape was gone when she came back, right? 'Twas Goon. I'm trying to get a good picture of it. Yeah, I went way too far. Okay, yeah, so like right here. So she's missing her shoulder piece. So maybe that has some sort of magic in it, right? That she was able to pretty much come back, because she still has like the draping down here and pretty much like a backless shoulderless dress, which would not necessarily hold up, but you know, whatever. So she's missing her shoulder piece. And she's fighting in heels in dirt. Just saying, that's rough, dude. I like how the mobbies are in the back just chilling. They're just chilling in the back, like, what up, dude? So, goodness. So before Beatrice died, she sent Subaru back to the camp. And then we had Amelia just acting up. Acting a fool. Acting a fool, my guy. Acting a fool. Saying stuff. This is what he wanted to hear from the person he wanted to hear it from. But it was just wrong. And he knows it's wrong. He's like, no. This is wrong. Like, legit, and she was saying stuff like envy. So it's like, bruh. Excuse me. So here, brilliant move, just saying. Brilliant move, right? For someone who knows that it's about to be redone, this is really, really brilliant, right? He knows that Subaru has returned by death, which is what I was trying to say throughout the show. So he knows. And he has to have a conversation with Subaru to get it right. And he knows that whatever he does here won't matter. And that he himself won't even be able to understand. Right? He won't be able to, because it'll erase all of this. Because he himself does not have return by death, therefore he will forget. So he decides that the only thing he needs to do right now, before he dies, is have a conversation with Subaru. So he's like, okay, let's just get rid of both of these and call it a day, right? He doesn't think he could beat Garfield. That's interesting. No, that's in terms of power level, that would rank Garfield more like stronger than Roswaal. But Roswaal did sneak attack him. And Ram, she did die, but it didn't really matter because they were about to be redone. So I'm assuming we're going to be starting off next episode with the flashback, you know what I'm talking about. So he just straight up just kicks him in the head, my guy. Just straight up just punch this man's face, bro. Just punch this man's face, bro. Nasty. So he has the conversation, reveals that he has the other future book, that he has the other one. He pretty much confirms with him that he pretty much confirms with Subaru that he knows. So he's like, I need to do this. He's like, I can't kill you. So he's under contract and he can't kill Subaru. So he can hurt him, he can do stuff, but he can't kill him. So would that make Roswaal a spirit too? Is he a spirit, or is he maybe like an archbishop or something? Huh. I mean, I knew he knew, right? I felt like that was obvious, right? But then, okay, so the day will come when you truly catch up to me. Oh my gosh, what does that mean, bro? Catch up to him how? That is how, in what aspect is he referring to? Having that point is, in terms of magical capabilities, I don't know if Subaru can catch up to him. In terms of like wealth, I don't think he can do that either. I think maybe it has to do with something of the witches. So maybe he's went to like the tea party like 3 or 4 times, right? I don't know. I don't know what he has that Subaru doesn't have, but will get based on this foreshadowing. So we are. What is going to happen, my guy? What is going to happen? Goodness. So he's summoning the snow, and summoning the snow, making it snow. He's doing that to isolate her to do the mission, but they won't let her because everyone will catch a cold. So is he doing this because it's taking too long, because Subaru's not doing what he's supposed to do? Because he said it was only day 2, and that's when it started snowing, but it was snowing before. right? And it was days passed by. It was like, goodness. What? So there's something that's happening that Subaru has to do. And every time he does it, it doesn't snow. Or at least it doesn't start to snow. Maybe it's like a condition like, hey, he did this, which he wasn't supposed to do. So I'm going to just, you know, revert the save point, you know, like let's go back, you know, because he didn't say that he couldn't, that his book wasn't telling him the future. Maybe his book is telling him the future, you know. I don't know, but then these rabbits, he went back to Amelia. Back to, oh gosh, dude. And back to Amelia, who's got this like purple crazed look in her eye. What, we don't even know what the second one is. We know the first one is your past, so I'm assuming the next one is the present, based on the triad of past, present, future. But is this a present trial, or is this something else completely? It could be not even related to time. Maybe it'd be like dealing with your past self, your potential self. Like that would be something, like who you potentially could be. Maybe this is a desire check. Maybe this is I don't know what this test could be. It hasn't told us, but it was lit up. Or the thing, it was not lit up when Subaru went in there, but the room was lit up inside. Huh, interesting. Okay. Okay. A lot of stuff going on here. Lots of stuff going on here. But all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Right? If you guys would like to support, like, comment, subscribe, check out the description box for other things like my Patreon if you'd like to further support. But other than that, I will see you all in the next one.